Thanks everybody for joining me again for my coverage of the Budo League. This is the grand final. This is the third set between the Horo-shu team and the Takeda team. Horo-shu is already up 2-0, so can our Horo-shu player bring this one home, 3-0 win, or will there be a little bit of competition from the Takeda clan? Joining me is Tadahisa. How are you today, Tadahisa?
Hey Gunther, I'm pretty good.
That's good. So, today's match is between the Horo-shu clan's Rahul, here in this lovely fuchsia color, and his opponent is the Takeda clan's Morgengrat, and I apologize if it's actually pronounced Morgengrat, in the green. Tell us what sort of armies they brought today.
Well, I'm looking at Rahul's army first, and he's got the 3 Bowari monks. He has what looks like 2 Matchlock Ashigaru. He has 1, 2, 3 units of Yari Ashigaru. 4 units of Yari Ashigaru. 5 units of Yari Ashigaru. Got some line swords, sort of a couple of chevrons. So yeah, this is a nice, safe army from Rahul. It's actually quite nice to look at in terms of, maybe not the colour, but at least the deployment. And he's got what I think is a leadership general. Yes, he does. So yeah, it's pretty well balanced. Sort of no weaknesses, no particular strengths, just sort of a good all-round force. So I think he's looking for a very conventional type of battle. On the other side, looking at Morgengrat, whatever. He doesn't really have much I can see. He's got a couple of lone sword units, gun unit, spear unit, a few cavalry. And I was talking to Takeda Nobishige before this match, and I think he said that Morgengrat likes to take some unusual army compositions and try some irregular tactics. So hopefully this should be an interesting match.
All right, I can't wait to see what happens. Let's go ahead and get it played. So it should both be paused. We'll play in 3, 2, 1, play. Now we're not on rice fields. We were on something. I can't believe I've already forgotten the name. What map is this one?
Numazawa.
Numazawa. It is awesome because it is not rice fields, which I am so sick of seeing at this point.
This is actually one of my favorite 1v1 or 2v2 maps. When you're playing on a 2v2, it's sort of like 2 1v1s almost because of the river. But it really offers some interesting tactical opportunities. And I think Morgengrat's trying to do something on the far left because I can see a musket unit. I'm not sure if it's supported by anything. Rahul's just keeping his army together, making sure he doesn't leave his forces exposed, and that really is essential with this kind of army build because it's made up of Ashigaru, which have low morale. They don't like being away from the general.
Before these two forces get into contact, I'd like to say a big thank you to the Takeda clan's Yokota for organising all this. Big thanks to all the clans who participated, especially both of these clans that have made it to the finals. It's been excellent. I love making these videos. I love doing these commentaries, and it's huge special thanks to all of my co-casters. It's Kuro, Kinjo, and you, Tadahisa, of course, and Dakuburu. Once upon a time, he used to help me shoutcast. So we did actually just see more of an army from Morgengrat over here on his far left-hand side, on the other side of the lake. Did you happen to see what was there?
I saw a couple of cavalry units. There's an understrength Ashigaru unit here. I don't quite know what it's doing. I know Nobishige said that Morgengrat likes to confuse people, so he has certainly confused me.
Yes, he's going to hold this ford with very few Matchlock Ashigaru indeed. So he has managed to get a unit of Yari cavalry. Now this is interesting. Now I hate it when people do this. This is a veteran Yari cavalry unit that he has called Great Guard. So if you're not paying attention, you assume it's a Great Guard unit. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what
Morgengrat's trying to do. He's sending musket units out on this flank. They don't seem to be supported by anything. Not that it matters, because they can both sort of cover each other. But I don't quite know what he wants to do. I think he's just decided to sort of disperse his army a bit. You better be a bit careful, because if he gets too close to Rahul's archer line, that could cause problems. Actually, Rahul could probably charge him now. Although that would be a bit risky, seeing as he doesn't know what's there, but... yeah, I don't know. Be interesting to see what happens.
Well, it actually looks like Morgengrat's going to go for it anyway. He's moving his cavalry forward, he's moving his entire force forward now.
He's got some more matchlocks. He's got, and don't forget the cavalry going around the back. That's very important. I reckon he's got those guys walking, and he's going to try and hit Rahul's general. But I don't think these kind of sneaky tactics are going to work against Rahul.
No, Rahul's position looks very strong, and now Morgengrat's just going to charge very piecemeal and sort of just get cut to bits on the way in, is what it looks like.
I don't know. I mean, I'm liking Rahul for the win. I'm just curious as to what... Actually, that positioning of muskets on the flank is not bad. It's an ambitious move, I'll give it that. He's got muskets coming in on the other flank. Actually, if those start firing, that could be quite nasty. And yeah, you can see the cavalry coming in from the rear. I don't think that'll work against Rahul. He's already seen this. You can see him redeploying his
Yari Ashigaru in there, and now Morgengrat stopped these cavalry, and they're going to get charged by these Yari Ashigaru for sure, and they're probably going to get taken out. Meanwhile, over on Rahul's right flank... Sorry,
he's trying to do too much at once, so he's losing track of things.
This is one of the problems that we've seen in matches before that I can't remember off the top of my head who it was. When you split your force up too much, you just get there's too much to do at once, and your micro just goes out the window, and you can't focus everywhere at once, of course, and so you end up losing.
This is interesting though. I think if he'd held back his center a bit more, and just simply hit Rahul on the flanks, this tactic would have worked. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit too impatient with his main force in the front there, and that might have been his downfall.
Yeah, he was a bit ambitious here. Rahul's just sort of tried to sit still, avoid making any errors. Rahul is usually a pretty consistent player. He doesn't try and do anything that's overly risky, just plays within himself. And that's how he's won battles that I've seen so far in Shogun.
Right, so that's a pretty convincing win for Rahul, his first game in this best-of-3 set. So Rahul goes up 1-0 over his opponent Morgengrat. See you soon for game 2. It
was an interesting match though, interesting use of cover, concealment, and surprise.
Alright, it's game 2 in this best-of-3 set between the Horo-shu clans Rahul and... or Rahul. He's Rahul here, he's @cool Horo-shu. I mean, why not? Versus the Takeda clan's Morgengrat. Now, I want you to talk to me about Morgengrat's deployment first, Tadahisa, because it's just strange.
Yeah, it's unconventional. You don't really know what he has. I can see a couple of Majinata warrior monks and samurai on either flank. He's got lone swords in the center with a unit of guns. Unit of Yari Ashigaru. He has a unit of light cavalry that he's rather optimistically called Great Guard. He has another unit of light cavalry, unit of veteran katana cavalry, and a leadership general. And Rahul's taken pretty much the same army as last match. Very conservative, very consistent, very safe army to use, and a very good army to use for that reason. And I think, again, Morgengrat's really going to have to do something extraordinary with his army in order to beat Rahul's army. Although that said, just looking at this, it's different. I don't quite know what he's got planned. Although part of it, I think, could be an attack up on Morgengrat's right flank through the forest. So watch out for that during the battle, and also watch his far left with the trees there, because he might have a few cavalry in the woods there. But I'm not quite sure what he's going to do, so but yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's get it underway. We'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. So, let's see what Morgengrat's going to do. What does he have hidden?
He's, I think he's sort of making it up as he goes along. He's sort of tried to hide some stuff, show other units, so it's just sort of, it's a bit confusing for us. But I think he'll just launch his ambushes at random points during this match. Hopefully for him this will catch Rahul out, but I don't think it will.
Well, if he's hoping to ambush from this right-hand forest, I think he's telegraphing it a bit too much. I mean, just the way he's moving his army sort of suggests that the bulk of his force is going to be in those trees.
Yeah, although it could be a feint. He may have a very large force he's got on the far left. But again, dividing your force is very risky. Although against Rahul, who's probably not going to do any major offensive moves, he'll just probably watch and see what happens.
Yeah, just as you've been speaking, a unit of Matchlock Ashigaru has appeared over on the far left-hand side in the standard tree, so good call.
Yeah, I'd say there'd be some cavalry in there as well. One trick you can do in this game is actually listen in forests, and sometimes you can hear hidden units. And the same thing goes for deployment. In the deployment phase, if you can't see a unit, you can usually hear it. So yeah, it's a bit of a trick.
Alright, so Morgengrat's Lone Sword's already taking a couple of shots from some bow warrior monks, taking a few casualties. Trying to pull them back now. Rahul's decided to move forward.
I think Rahul's a little bit amused.
Can you really blame him?
Okay, Matchlock Ashigaru going in on the flank, and there's a unit of Yari cavalry there. Although Rahul's got his Yari cavalry backed up with some spears, and he can just wheel archers out and deal with Morgengrat's troops as they appear. As you can see, he's already dropped stand and fight, so I doubt he plans on moving from here in any big way, although no, he is moving his army. He's got a very nice position there, though.
Yeah, but I suppose he doesn't want to let Morgengrat get an equally nice position over on this hill he's decided to move towards.
It's a bit of a mistake, I think, because he's given Morgengrat the woods on Rahul's right, and he can hide a few ambushing forces in there. Although if it's just going to be matchlocks and a unit of cavalry, I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for, I don't know if you could do the arithmetic and work out what the cost of this army is, but he must have even more stuff hidden somewhere.
Oh, he would, for sure. Well, actually, let's just count his units quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I reckon he probably has another 2 or 3 units hidden. Those matchlocks are about to go down.
And there's another unit of Great Guards just appeared way up the back there.
Yeah, you got a bit too clever with those matchlocks on Rahul's right. You really need to protect those.
Alright, so here comes the clash.
And he's charging on the opposite flank. And I think this is going to go Rahul's way already.
Yep, Morgengrat decided to just charge in. Tactics be damned, he must be thinking. There's a unit of Yari Ashigaru up the back to fend off this cavalry charge. There's one unit of Great Guard. And one unit of Yari back there, along with the unit of Matchlock. He's also got his own unit of Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry back there. And now the big ball is going to start.
See, this is the problem with trying to ambush some of the more experienced players like Rahul. It generally won't work. It's very rare to spring a successful large-scale ambush on a good player, because they'll just be wary of it. They'll check all the forests, they'll avoid the forest, they'll keep their army together, and the only time you can really ambush someone is if they split up their force, and as you can see, Rahul hasn't done that.
Now you can see Rahul managed to get his Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry around the back and charge Morgengrat's general. He's starting to take casualties, so that's going to be a bit of a coup, and Morgengrat's army is falling apart anyway, as expected.
Yeah, Morgengrat needed to take a more conservative choice of army here. He needed something to counter Rahul's archers, something to deal with Rahul's guns, And he needed to think out the attack a bit better.
Yeah, I think perhaps his composition was less important than just his tactics. I mean, splitting up an army like that, trying to ambush.
Right now, he's trying to get Rahul's general. This is about his only chance at this point, but because the general's in stand and fight, and because the general probably also has a few points in melee, I doubt it'll work. And at this point, yeah, Rahul's army's just too big for him to rout.
Yep, so it's only a matter of time now until Rahul gets the win. There is that fight with the general going on. Both generals popping rally. And he did actually inspire this unit of Great Guard. So this general is now wavering. He has taken a lot of casualties, 5 men from 30 now. But I don't think it's going to matter. It was a good try for sure. There goes the general now, it's gone.
Shameful display.
It was a good try and the right sort of choice.
I think Morgengrat enjoyed doing that. But yeah, I think this is the end of his luck. So yeah, like I said, against an experienced player like Rahul, you really can't divide your army. You've just got to play within yourself, try and put pressure on him, and as I said, a more conservative manner. Don't try and do anything silly or ambitious. But I have to say, it's entertaining watching Morgengrat. Just think he needs to plan his attacks a bit better.
Alright, so there's only 2 or 3 units left for Morgengrat, including his general, but his general's probably about to flee, taking a lot of fire.
In Kung Fu, they have something that they call the monkey style, and the whole aim there is to take your opponent off guard. I think Morgengrat is basically a monkey.
And you can see how well it worked. So anyway, that's a pretty convincing 2-0 win for Rahul Horo-shu, so I'm afraid that means 3-0 Horo-shu wins this inaugural tournament. So
yeah, good game, guys. Interesting matches from Morgengrat, and good game from Rahul.
Alright, so thanks very much again to the people at Takeda Clan, especially Yokota, who organised this, all my co-casters. Thank you, Tadahisa, you're amazing, I hope to see you again. And that challenge thing you're running is going to be really fun. I can't wait to get this replays for that.
Yeah, there'll be a few.
Alright, thanks very much, man. See you next time.
See you later.